With 2 weeks between the Australian Grand Prix and Imola next on the calendar, there is an opportunity to look back at some of the fun and frolics from F1's return to the Australian Grand Prix. I'm Ollie Wilson, and in this GPFans Special, we're going to be looking at some of the neat stats and facts that took place in Australia last weekend. Remember to get onto GPFans Global on Twitter and Instagram to stay up to date with everything in the world of Formula 1, but let's dive into the special. Leclerc scored his maiden F1 Grand Slam with the pole position, the race victory and the fastest lap, leading every single lap of the race, which was also the first for a Ferrari driver since Fernando Alonso achieved the same feat in Singapore in 2010. Drivers to record a Grand Slam since 2011 have always gone on to win the title that year. Ferrari had not registered a single race win or fastest lap in the last 2 years, but via Leclerc, it already has 2 victories and 3 fastest laps to its name this season. Leclerc took his 4th career win, all of which have come from pole position. The Monegasque driver finished 20.524 seconds ahead of Sergio Perez when the checkered flag dropped, making it the biggest winning margin for Ferrari since Spain 2002. Michael Schumacher won that race by 35.629 seconds from Juan Pablo Montoya. The result also means the Scuderia has taken the spoils in 3 of the last 4 Australian Grand Prix, although of course we haven't run the Aussie Grand Prix in the last 2 seasons before this year. Leclerc's lead of 34 points is the second biggest championship gap after the opening 3 rounds of a season since 2010. The margin is also greater than the gap achieved at any point last season between Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton, who were separated by 32 points at its largest difference. Verstappen now has the most retirements in F1, 25, since his move to Red Bull in 2016. The reigning world champion sits lower than his teammate in the drivers' standings for the first time since Hungary 2018. Coming in second, teammate Sergio Perez recorded his best result at Melbourne, having never finished higher than 7th before. Carlos Sainz beached his car on the 2nd lap of the race in Melbourne, bringing to an end his 31 race finishing streak, the 5th longest in Formula 1 history. The Spaniard also lost his 17 race scoring streak, with both the longest active streaks in Formula 1 before last weekend. 4th is Hamilton's lowest race finish in Melbourne in the turbo hybrid era. Teammate George Russell now has a podium with both Williams and Mercedes, making him the 3rd driver after Nico Rosberg and Valtteri Bottas to stand on the rostrum for both teams. Both McLarens made it into the top 6 for the first time since Italy 2021, when Danny Ricciardo led home Lando Norris for a 1-2 finish. Pierre Gasly scored his first points in Australia in the AlphaTauri for this season, whilst Alex Albon's heroic effort to finish 10th from the back of the grid for Williams ensures Aston Martin is now the only team not to score a point so far this season. So how much did you enjoy the Australian Grand Prix this weekend just gone? Let us know in the comments section below what you thought of the new makeup of the track, and do you think Ferrari are going to be flying to the finish this Formula 1 season untouched by the likes of Mercedes and Red Bull? We're always interested in your opinions, and you can interact with us as well on GPFans Global on Twitter and Instagram throughout the 2022 season.